Well, hello and welcome back to the Montana Real Estate channel. If this is your first time to the Montana Real Estate channel, you'll want to click on the logo on the lower right-hand side of your screen. And what we're going to do today is something a little bit different. We have the distinction of handling real estate in this portion of Montana. But today we are going to be down here in Alzada, which is the very most southeast portion of Montana. And we're just going to take a little trip around just to kind of give you some perspective of what's happening in southeast Montana, Alzada, just across the border from Wyoming and South Dakota, North Dakota, which is the line is right up here. Is not too far from this area, and this is extremely rural population. The population of Alzada is about 152 people, and when we're in the video, we'll talk about how big this country really is. My name is Craig Cyphers, and I, along with my third-generation realtor daughter, Erica, work in the western Montana primarily, obviously, but we do have referral agents in all of eastern Montana down as far south as Alzada, which is primarily ranch country. But we want to be a resource for you if you're thinking about making a move to Montana. We want to be able to give you lots of information about price points and what's happening. In this particular video, we're just really going to be talking about the area of southeast Montana, how incredibly beautiful it is. And so we're looking forward to sharing all of this with you. And so if you'd like to know a little more about Montana in general, and specifically take a look at some of our western Montana communities, we get emails, texts, and calls virtually every day from folks just like you who are looking to move into Montana or move from one area of Montana to another. And so today we'll just concentrate here on the community of Alzada, and we hope you enjoy the video. If you have some comments, leave them in the comments below. And also, if you want to get a hold of us, everything you need to know about getting in touch with us is in the description below. So let's go ahead and take a look at our wonderful southeast Montana. So if we are on Highway 212 headed north, we'll get to Broadus, but it's going to be 54 miles before we get there. So we are here down here in Alzada right here. And when we're in Alzada, we are just outside the border. What we have here is Wyoming here. And then we've got South Dakota over here. And this is South Dakota. And then if we go, so Alzada is at the intersection of Highway 212 and Highway 323. If we go this direction for 54 miles, that's going to get us up to Broadus. We go this direction 71 miles, and that will get us up to Ekalaka, which is the county seat. So you can see Ekalaka, we're getting so far out here you can't even see it. Albion is actually an old ghost town, and so you're really out in the woods out here, I can guarantee you that. And so this is the area that we're going to be taking a look at, and we'll go around, and there really is no town to speak of in Alzada, but the county seat of Carter County, which is Ekalaka, there are a variety of residential properties. Like, for example, you can get a 4-bed, 2-bath home, manufactured home on 7 acres for about $380,000. And you can get a 1,500 square foot 2-bed, 1-bath on a third of an acre for $199,000. All of that is in the Ekalaka market. And then you also pick up 20 acres for $162,000. But when we get in this rural area down here near Alzada, then you are primarily looking at ranches. And I didn't find anything that was particularly on the market right at the moment, but it's relatively cheap ground. It's good cattle country, and it gets a little cool, of course, in the wintertime. And really the closest town to Alzada, which sits right in this area, is the town of Belfouche, South Dakota, which is actually the geographic center of the United States. And of course, that's very close to Sturgis, where you have your Harley bike rally, and Deadwood, where you've got your live gambling. Kevin Costner put a lot of money into that area. You're not too far from Sundance, Wyoming. And in Sundance, Wyoming, we also have Devil's Tower, which is a natural monument there in Wyoming. So all of this area is in this tri-state area. And then, of course, Rapid City down here a little further, a little larger town. So Belfouche is the closest thing that we've got to Alzada, which, of course, sits right here.
Yeah, as you could tell, it's a little windy here in Alzada. This is the Stoneville Saloon. And just taking a look at their sign, you get an idea. We're in southeast Montana. This is Craig's Montana Real Estate Channel. Hang on.
Stoneville Saloon, where you've got cheap drinks and lousy food, and then, of course, you've got your topless Tuesdays. And during the Sturgis Rally, you'll find more people here than the population of all of Alzada. Thriving metropolis of Alzada, and right here we are going to see what used to be the old grocery store. And if we were to turn here, going up this way, it's going to be Highway 323. 72 miles north here is going to be the county seat of Ekalaka. It wasn't all that long ago that Highway 323 was actually a dirt road for that 71 or 72. Not too long ago, it got paved. But this is the landscape out here in Carter County. And Carter County, Montana is 333,348 square miles. And the population in the census for 2020 was 1,415 folks, or 0.42 persons per square mile. Now, by contrast, the state of Rhode Island has 1,545 square miles, and it has a population of just about 1.1 million as of 2022, which is actually the population of the entire state of Montana. And you'll find scattered little ranches along the way towards Ekalaka, and we're going to drop down here into one of the ranches. This is going to be going towards the Leo Anthony Giacometto Ranch, a longtime friend of mine who unfortunately passed a couple of years ago here, coming up in August. But this is absolutely beautiful ground, and you can see in the background what's called the Finger Buttes, and there's several thousand acres of property here. And one of the wonderful things about this particular ranch is that it has the Little Missouri River runs right through it. And this is a crossing there, a little shallow area in the Little Missouri. This is not too far. The Little Missouri, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Luscious grasses down there, wonderful for cattle. Up on top, you've got just an incredible vista, and you can see literally forever down into the Little Missouri River bottom. You'll see the trees, great wildlife habitat. Hunting is superb in this area, and as you can see, you can see forever. And remember, if you have not subscribed to the Montana Real Estate channel, you'll want to do that by clicking the logo down on the lower right-hand part of your screen. Cypher's Family Real Estate has been helping folks since 1966. Now, with respect to the Little Missouri River, it rises along the western slopes of the Missouri Buttes Formation, just west of Devil's Tower National Monument in Wyoming, and the river travels across Wyoming into Montana, and Alzada runs into the northwestern corner of South Dakota before heading north into North Dakota and spills into the Missouri River just southeast of Watford City, North Dakota. Now, the Little Missouri River has a course of 560 miles and traverses both the north and south units of Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, where it forms the scenic Badlands. So there's our portion of the Little Missouri River in Alzada. Once we get off the river bottom, We'll get into a little more alkaline environment, not quite as productive. You can see there a little prickly pear cactus. And when we get down towards Highway 212 headed south, you'll see there's the opportunity to take a right here and head out towards Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Hope you enjoyed the video on Alzada.